Today on the Ask BP podcast, I'll be answering the question, how do you set up your lowball offers without offending the seller?
You're listening to another Bigger Pockets Ask BP podcast, where you'll hear short, direct answers to your biggest real estate questions. Submit your question today on Facebook, Twitter, or the Bigger Pockets forums by using hashtag AskBP. And don't forget to pick up your copy of the Ultimate Beginner's Guide to Real Estate Investing and other great content when you sign up for your free account at biggerpockets.com. With that, let's get to the show.
Hey everyone, this is Brandon from the biggerpockets.com Ask BP podcast. And today's question comes to us from David from Morrow, Georgia. And he asks, how do you set up your lowball offer without offending the seller? All right, that's a great question, David. And that's something that investors have to worry about a little bit because you don't want to make the other person you're offering to angry or irritated with you. I mean, yes, this is kind of business, but you're usually dealing with their actual house a lot of the times, which actually is why I normally buy bank repos, like foreclosures. That's my number one bread and butter when I buy a property is usually a foreclosure because I don't want to deal with the emotion and the drama that comes with private sellers. Now, that's not always the case. It's not always something that can happen. So in those cases, when you have to actually offer to a person, how do you do that? How do you offer a dramatically lower price? If they're asking $80,000, how do you offer them $50,000 and not have them mad at you? There's a few things I want to bring up about that. First of all, what helps a lot in those discussions is having a third party to not necessarily blame, but to have a reason why you're offering so low. So, you work for a company, whether or not you're the CEO or not, or you're the president of your company, you work for a company and our company has this criteria. So that kind of helps to blame it on the company policy, things like that. That helps quite a bit. That's one avenue that you could go. You could also, what I like to do a lot as well, is explain very carefully to the person that this is just a mathematical number. I let them know that up front, even before I offer to them. When I'm just in discussion with them, I usually say something along the lines of, for me, it just comes down to a number. And if it works and the number works for you, then great, we can make this happen. If not, we'll both go our separate ways. No hard feelings on either side. How does that sound to you? And it's hard for somebody to say, yeah, that's not good. Everyone says, oh yeah, that's fine. Great. If it works, great. If not, whatever. So by setting them up ahead of time, letting them know that there's just a number, this is a math game for you. And if you can hit that number correctly, that is probably one of the best ways that I know of making sure that they, are not going to be mad when you actually make them an offer. They might not be happy with you necessarily, but they won't be angry either because they understand you've already let them know this is just a mathematical thing for you. And then another idea, this is a cool kind of negotiation strategy that I've heard in the past that I think works pretty well. I use it actually quite often, just in every situation. But people don't like to be told how they should think and what they should do. Can we all agree on that? They don't want to be told, this is what you need to do. You must be this way, right? So what you can do is kind of do some, I don't know if you can call it reverse psychology, but you can basically phrase it like this. John, this is kind of a mathematical number for me. And for me, when I run it through my spreadsheet and through my calculator or through the Bigger Pockets rental property calculator, I come up with a number of 50,000. But you probably wouldn't be interested in that, would you? Do you notice what I did there? I said, you probably wouldn't be interested in that, would you? It's a way of being able to kind of phrase it negatively, like, yeah, you probably wouldn't want that. And that way the person can be like, you don't know what I want. Maybe I do want that, right? People naturally want to be like, well, yes, I do, when you phrase it that way. I'm not saying it works in every case. It's just a little negotiation strategy that tends to work well is by, again, phrasing it like, yeah, you probably wouldn't be interested in that, would you? Give them a chance to say, well, actually, maybe I would. Maybe we can talk more about that. So that's a good way to do it as well. So let me just recap real quick. So first of all, when I deal with sellers that are not homeowners themselves, just banks, I don't feel bad at all. I'll just fire in a low offer all day long. It doesn't bother me because it's a bank. For them, it's a number. Both sides, no emotion, just numbers. And if our numbers match, great. So when I'm dealing with actual homeowners, again, just let them know ahead of time that you can probably expect a lower price. Let them know that you are an investor. Let them know that you're trying to make a profit. You have to make a profit to stay in business to be able to support your family. And again, just, try that last little technique of, you probably wouldn't be interested in it, huh? So that hopefully answers that question, David, for, how to, get through the lowball offer. Now, Before we leave, I want to talk about today's success quote. And today's quote comes from business mind of the century, Jim Rohn, who said, "Your life does not get better by chance, but by change." Your life does not get better by chance, but by change. So I'll leave you with that today. I think that's kind of a cool quote. With that, we got to get out of here. Remember, in pursuit of your dreams, don't just learn, but take action. I'll see you over on biggerpockets.com. This is Brandon Turner, signing off.
You've just heard another episode of the Bigger Pockets Ask BP podcast. Submit your question today on Facebook, Twitter, or the Bigger Pockets forum by using hashtag AskBP. And for more incredible real estate investing tools and education, including a free download of our book, The Ultimate Beginner's Guide to Real Estate Investing, head over to biggerpockets.com and sign up for your free account today. We'll see you on the next show.